I had been Ethan's secretary for 7 years, and he recently got engaged. The young lady, Luna, held Ethan's arm and pointed at me, saying, "Fire her and we'll get married." Ethan coldly pushed her away. "Then let's not get married." I was at a loss for words. How could I explain that I was just an ordinary secretary? I was even planning to make a fortune during the wedding preparations.
Welcome to listen to my full sweet love series novel. I'm the blogger and I'm Twilight's novel. Now let's start the main story.
One noon, as I passed the marketing department, I overheard Marcus gossiping. "Have you seen the boss's fiancée? She's like a real princess. Secretary Iris is pretty, but she lacks that aristocratic air compared to such a young lady." I paused in my steps. Why praise the fiancé at my expense? I'm just an ordinary worker. How could I have aristocratic air? Give me 100 million, and I might instantly develop that aristocratic air. Poor her, following Ethan for so many years, only for him to marry a young lady in the end. Marriage among the wealthy requires matching social status. Don't mention it, Secretary Iris has it hard too. Since the engagement news came out, she looks like she's aged 10 years. If I was just speechless before, now I was full of question marks. Why should Ethan's marriage affect me? Why should I look aged? If I look tired, it's because of overtime work. I quickly returned to my office, drank a bottle of collagen peptide to calm down, then took the personnel files and knocked on Ethan's door. "Come in," came the man's deep magnetic voice as always. I entered and reported the afternoon meeting schedule and materials, handing him the file folder. "This is the promotion list from HR. I've reviewed it. The marketing department hasn't met their targets, so I don't recommend promotions this year. The marketing expenses for 2 quarters haven't yielded results. Converting interns to full-time should be enough." Ethan nodded. Marcus hasn't produced any major PR events. I stood beside the man, watching his long fingers write a powerful signature, and smiled slightly. Marcus was the one gossiping in the marketing department. To think he'd spread rumors about me and Ethan having an affair, portraying me as a pitiful secret lover. Was I, Iris, the kind of long-suffering female lead in a tragic romance? What a joke. I'm not even in a romance novel. I'm the secretary in a workplace drama who can influence top-level decisions with a few words. Marcus, forget about promotion this year. I'd rather use that money to give the female colleagues more sanitary product allowances. After finishing work, Ethan asked, "What's for lunch?" The company has a cafeteria, but Ethan rarely goes. As the CEO, it's awkward to squeeze into the cafeteria with employees. When busy, I bring him food. When not busy, we eat out. There's a new Italian restaurant at Impression City with good reviews. Ethan nodded and picked up his suit jacket from the back of his chair. I accompanied him downstairs. It was lunch break, and the elevator stopped at every floor. The crowd surged, pushing Ethan and me close together. I could smell his faint cologne, the silver mountain water I had chosen for him. I turned my face away, feeling slightly uncomfortable. The distance at which I could smell his cologne was too close. On the 5th floor, a group of programmers entered, laughing and joking as they squeezed in. I stumbled and fell into Ethan's arms. His warm hand protected the back of my head, creating a space to breathe. His low, magnetic voice sounded above me. "It's overloaded. Wait for the next one." The programmers awkwardly stepped out. I quickly pushed him away. The elevator fell silent, with only the sound of me awkwardly smoothing my hair. Unfortunately, Marcus was also in the elevator, looking at us with ambiguous eyes. "Mr. Ethan, Secretary Iris, going out for lunch?" "Yes," Ethan replied flatly. The elevator became even quieter. Everyone's faces showed identical strange smiles. "Wait, this isn't what it looks like. Let me explain. Ethan and I attended the same university. I called him senior, and we worked on projects together. He had good grades, and working with him could win national awards. Joining his company after graduation followed the same logic. I knew my senior was strong, and when the company went public, I could get some original shares. Our relationship was that simple and dry. It reeked of capitalist greed. It had nothing to do with romance novels. In the restaurant, elegant violin music played as I browsed the menu. Ethan rested his chin on his hand, watching me. His custom-made black suit and handsome features drew glances from nearby tables. To be fair, his face could represent most romance novel male leads. And he didn't have the stupid habits of most domineering CEOs in those novels. For example, he was easy to feed. He never complained about what I ordered, eating whatever was served without picking. The waiter came over. Today's Thursday. We have a couple's set meal with a complimentary dessert. Would you like to order it? I glanced at it. It's quite a good deal. The lobster thermidor in the set meal alone costs almost as much as the set. Then let's have one. Ethan tapped the table. Very well, sir. The waiter took the menu from my fingers and placed a rose in the vase before me. I suddenly remembered he was engaged. Mr. Ethan, this might not be appropriate. He lifted his eyelids to look at me. Why not? Didn't you say it's a good deal? I'm not a fool to order lobster thermidor separately for you. My face turned red. Damn. He saw through my plan to mooch the lobster thermidor. After the satisfying meal, Ethan went to pay. I was considering where to buy coffee when a shadow fell over me. It was Luna, Ethan's fiancée, dressed in designer clothes. What are you doing here? Can you even afford this place? Her face twisted. Frankly, I couldn't. That's why I mooch off my boss's working lunches on weekdays. And it's a couple's set meal? Luna's scalp seemed to explode as she spotted the man paying. You! Not me. He ordered it. You'd better give me an explanation. Luna threw the rose at me. How could I explain? Explain that I used my position to arrange my boss's meals, and over nearly 7 years, we've eaten our way through the city's best restaurants? I'd end up in jail. Though panicking, I remained a secretary who's seen big storms. I put on a professional smile. The boss wanted to take you out to eat, but was afraid this place wasn't up to your standards, so he asked me to check it out first. Luna choked. Is that so? I pointed at the full table. Otherwise, why would it be a couple's set meal? Luna was stumped. She thought for a while, then glared at me. Humph, you're lucky. Don't let me catch you eating with my husband again, or you can forget about keeping your job. I shivered. Not just about not eating with Ethan. Even if I had to eat only 2 meals a day, I'd protect my job. After being warned by Luna, I felt a professional crisis. As a female secretary, I needed to maintain proper distance from my male boss. I thought I had maintained that distance well, having no improper thoughts about Ethan all these years. I hadn't even touched his hand. If I accidentally touched him, I would immediately stand straight and apologize. But since the boss's wife said I hadn't done enough, I needed to make adjustments. At noon, I stopped eating with Ethan. I ordered takeout for him every day. After a week, Ethan said meaningfully after a meeting, I don't want to eat takeout anymore. Understood. For the next week, I scheduled all his business meetings at noon. Ethan no longer ate takeout. He spent every day drinking with old men. Within 2 days, he messaged me on DingTalk. Ethan, I don't want to drink with old men anymore. What a coincidence. Luna was also messaging me on DingTalk. God knows why a young lady like her has DingTalk. Every day when I started work, I saw her messages asking why Ethan hadn't dated her yet. Was I, the evil supporting female character, manipulating his schedule? So their dates are also my responsibility now? Fine then. I squeezed a date into Ethan's schedule for today, at that Italian restaurant, pre-ordering the couple's set meal and a bottle of wine. After copying Ethan, there was no reply for a long time. Nearly time to get off work, Ethan finally approved the date and returned it to me. Ethan? Iris. Yes, you have a date tonight. Ethan. That restaurant from last time? Iris. Yes, at 6 p.m. Ethan replied with an okay. That evening after work, from the 19th floor office, I watched Ethan in his suit get into the Bentley, feeling proud of my hidden achievement. Ethan was drinking with a beautiful young lady. Luna was dating her fiancé. My job was safe. On the subway, I imagined Ethan and Luna elegantly eating the couple's set meal with French wine at the Italian restaurant, feeling inexplicably angry. TSK, this damned capitalism. That night, Ethan messaged me on DingTalk. Ethan. Come work overtime. Iris. Isn't this inappropriate? It's 9 p.m. Ethan used practical actions to tell me that labor laws don't apply to him. He kicked open my door. When I first heard there was a subsidy for renting in the same neighborhood as him, I jumped at the chance without hesitation. What a fool I was. After opening the door, Ethan familiarly entered my home and sat menacingly on the sofa. Let's have a short meeting. I resigned myself and opened my laptop. Recently, my schedule has been a mess. Ethan's beautiful peach blossom eyes contained hidden anger, mainly regarding meals. What needs improvement? Please tell me. Ethan smiled coldly. What do you think? I observed carefully. His handsome face had a twitching left eyelid. He was really angry. I closed my laptop and knelt gently. If you're talking about tonight's date, Luna has been messaging me on Ding Talk these past few days. Why does Luna have your Ding Talk? Indeed, that's everyone's first reaction. I want to know too. Ethan calmed his anger. Luna is not the boss's wife. If you keep mixing other people's private matters into your work, you can stop working. I was thunderstruck. I had worked at the company for 7 full years. From a clueless secretary assistant to my current position, accompanying him from being a parachuted heir to today's decisive leader. Even if I had no merits, I had worked hard. And he wanted to fire me because of his fiancée? Didn't he know how fierce Luna was? Like a chihuahua, she had been barking at me since our first meeting. If I got fired, how would I, an older unmarried woman, find another job? My nose tingled, and I grabbed a tissue. Ethan's expression softened. Don't let it happen again. He took out a takeout box and placed it on the table, looking somewhat tired. Eat. It was the lobster thermidor from that Italian restaurant. I swallowed but shook my head. I haven't been looking good lately, can't eat late-night snacks. Ethan's eyes instantly filled with murderous intent. I had to eat the entire lobster thermidor with tears in my eyes. Capitalists are coming up with more and more tricks to make people work overtime. The next morning after the meeting, Ethan kept me behind. You'll be in charge of organizing this wedding. I was stunned, but his eyes showed he wasn't joking. I awkwardly pulled at the corner of my mouth. Isn't this inappropriate? After all, this is your private matter. The wedding won't be small, and there will definitely be PR involved. Ethan calmly pushed his gold-rimmed glasses, forcibly turning private matters into company business. But won't the bride have objections? I'll pay for it. Ethan's dark eyes turned to me. You make the decisions. I still wanted to refuse, opening my mouth but finding no words. After all, the authority of a secretary's position is indeed vague. Personal assistant duties are also included. Ethan isn't quite at the level of, my CEO is weak and helpless. But look, even meals are my responsibility. When his house was being renovated during a new product line launch, I found the designer and supervised the work. But marriage is different from other things, and I felt inexplicably blocked. What kind of mess is this? I haven't even been in a relationship, and now I have to organize Ethan and the Chihuahua's wedding. Busy running around, while the Chihuahua gets married in a pure white wedding dress. People are still spreading rumors that I'm Ethan's secret lover of 7 years. With this development, my character would become so long-suffering. Ethan, you're not doing anything human. I was very unwilling, but who told me I'm just an employee? Reluctantly, I opened a new document. What's the approximate time and budget? Time is up to you. Budget is 30 million. My typing hand paused. I thought my ears had problems. How much? Ethan sat in his boss chair, lightly saying, 30 million. I jumped up, walked 2 steps, tremblingly picked up a teacup to drink some water to hide my excitement, then returned to the sofa and sat down properly. 30 million. Completely under my control. I had never handled such a big project before. Weddings have so many links. With all the bidding rounds, how much kickback could I get? Iris, your good days are ahead. Get married, as soon as possible, the sooner the better, I typed furiously on my laptop. Mr. Ethan, I guarantee you a grand wedding. I was thrown out of Ethan's office. As I left, he viciously added a get out. Not important. Now he's the closest person to me in the world. He's my dear father. Even if he's marrying Luna, so what? Iris, am willing to call her mom. Hey. What love triangle, what battlefield of Azura, doesn't exist. The 3 of us are a happy family. Just as I was typing furiously on my laptop in the office, my phone rang. Luna was calling me. Come out. Yes, Mom. Huh. Okay. I'm on my way. Luna arranged to meet me at a cafe 2 blocks away. As soon as I entered, I was met with icy dagger-like stares. The young lady crossed her arms, looking like she wanted to devour me whole. Hello, what's the matter? I cautiously pulled out a chair and sat across from her. Luna slammed her phone on the table. Ethan told me yesterday he won't marry me. Explain to me, what does this mean? Everyone in the cafe looked at us. I was immediately stumped by her question. If Ethan isn't marrying you, shouldn't you ask him? What does it have to do with me? How can I explain? She grabbed my chin and pulled me close to her. Is it you whispering in his ear, huh? Pretending to arrange dates for us, actually forcing him to break up with me. I'm not someone without a temper. But her nails were as long as rulers. I quickly soothed her. Nothing like that. This morning he told me he's spending 30 million to marry you. 30 million, sis. You're my only sis. Luna was stunned. I quickly extracted my face and hid far away. Luna came back to her senses. Really? You're not lying to me again, are you? Of course not. I showed her the plan I just wrote. The wedding is already in process, it's settled. He can't wait to marry you, and I sincerely look forward to that day. Luna's eyes showed wariness. You're not planning to swallow my dowry, take over my family's business, then kick me out, are you? Read less romance novels, I advised. Luna snorted, looking at me disdainfully, her eyes showing calculation. Fine, since that's the case, accompany me shopping for wedding supplies. She stood up, her body-hugging dress outlining her curves, carrying a platinum bag, exuding an imposing aura. What a hongmen banquet. Luna took me to Hermes. The staff immediately invited her into the VIP room when they saw her. She snapped her fingers. I want to order wedding jewelry. The staff respectfully presented her with the product catalog. Secretary Iris, sit. Luna took off her sunglasses, smiling with hidden knives as she patted the seat beside her. I sat down nervously. We 1688 girls do need courage to enter Hermes. Luna spread the catalog on my knees, flipping through it page by page. Which one does Secretary Iris think is good? I sincerely praised. They're all good. Look carefully, Luna mocked. After all, Secretary Iris, not only can't afford these, you've probably never even seen them. I didn't like hearing this. I can search on Google. Luna choked. Baidu has everything, including Hermes' official website. Other kind rich people also share on Douyin and Zaya Hongshu. Luna glared at me angrily. Why look at me? Don't you know it's the information age? Your worker grandma has wide horizons, As we were bickering, the staff seized the opportunity to introduce. This is this year's new limited edition. The diamonds are very sparkly. Luna and I closed our mouths. Our heads pressed together as we looked at the picture of the full set of diamonds that could hang from neck to navel, our eyes shining. How much? After discount, 10.68 million. The light in my eyes went out, but not in Luna's. Luna used her ruler-long nails to point at the catalog. Do you have the actual item? Only a matching bracelet. Bring it for me to try. Luna put on the million-yuan bracelet, looking at herself in the mirror under the spotlight, glancing at me smugly. I lost. Lost so thoroughly. Damn, those diamonds are so sparkly. I felt some beautiful virtues in my life being destroyed. In the sparkle of the diamonds, I felt my powerlessness and insignificance. Probably because the regret and humiliation on my face were too obvious, Luna became even more smug, casually pointing at a pair of bling-bling high heels. Let me try these. The staff knelt to put the shoes on her. Luna lay back on the sofa, crossing her legs. No need. I want her to do it. She raised her eyebrows, looking at me, her eyes shining with malice. Secretary Iris? Are you okay? Miss, do you get addicted to humiliating me? Do I look like a masochist to you? I opened my laptop and started writing an Excel budget on the spot. Put it back, we're not buying these shoes. Luna didn't expect me to refuse. What did you say? You spent 10 million on the necklace. My budget isn't enough. We should save on the shoes when possible. They'll be covered by the dress anyway. Luna's face was full of question marks. What are you talking about? I seriously deceived her. The 30 million isn't just for you. The wedding also includes banquet tables, venue, decorations, attire, flowers, drinks, guests' transportation and accommodation. And considering your status, a big part is PR. So you see, the budget is actually very tight. I can't approve these shoes. Luna suddenly stood up. Why do I need your approval to buy wedding shoes? I spread my hands. Because I'm in charge of the wedding. Luna was so angry she picked up her Hermes bag to hit me. The money goes through me, I shouted. All the money goes through me. If you hit me, there'll be no necklace. Luna still had a shred of reason left and stopped the attack. Her face was full of regret, humiliation, hatred, and unwillingness. I was amused. Beg me? Luna left you wait, I'm telling Ethan, and stormed out with her bag. I drank the tea the staff brought, tried on her shoes. They were indeed quite nice. When I save some money from her wedding, I'll buy a pair too. As I walked out of the store, I received a call from Ethan. Where are you? It was this bastard who made me endure all this. Hearing his voice made me angry. I didn't even want to talk to him. You weren't in the company this afternoon. His voice dropped 8 degrees. You didn't take leave or clock in. I remembered this bastard was my boss. I went out to prepare wedding attire. The champagne-colored Bentley soon appeared in the traffic. Sitting in the passenger seat, I observed his expression. His expression was normal. It seems Luna doesn't act like a crazy snake in front of Ethan. Ethan's gaze lingered. What did you prepare? Jewelry. He was slightly surprised. What jewelry? A set of Hermes diamonds, 10.68 million. 10. Ethan was overwhelmed. But after all, a domineering CEO is a domineering CEO. If nothing else, he has money. He leaned on the car window and swallowed the rest of his words. If you like it, buy it. I silently tore at the balls on my coat. The world of the rich is different from ours. What's for dinner? Not eating. What's there to eat? I'm already full of anger, you damn couple. You spent 10 million in one afternoon and you're still gloomy, he teased. It's not like it was bought for me. Your damn wife wanted me to kneel and put shoes on her. All my words were in my murderous gaze. Ethan turned his head to drive. There's an entrepreneur dinner the day after tomorrow. I've sent you the list. Take a look later if there's any interpersonal needs. Go to my house to check the gifts. I sprawled on the seat. The young lady buys necklaces. I work overtime. This world is so unfair. I sprawled from Ethan's car to his sofa, watching him tinker with tomato beef stew in the kitchen. I ate 2 bowls. Dealing with his wife is my work injury. After eating, I regained some energy and went to the storage room in the basement to look for gifts. I've been with him for 7 years, knowing that many things in business aren't done by surface rules. They're usually done through interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal relationships require giving and receiving. What others give to Ethan, I need to figure out if we can accept it, and if so, categorize it by price. Then when we need to give gifts, depending on who it is and what we're asking for, give the corresponding thing. I was wearing slippers rummaging through the drawers when Ethan leaned against the doorframe watching me. Suddenly 2 round things caught my eye. Who gave you these? Finding black and white bandages in a single man's storage room, I really couldn't hold back. Forgot, Ethan coughed twice into his fist. You take them. You've been looking as dark as Bao Gong recently. This bastard doesn't have a single nice thing to say. Only the "you take them" 3 words are barely acceptable. Why do people keep giving you makeup? I don't understand. I find foundation, lipstick, makeup remover, La Mer from him every year, all unused and given to me. Ethan's face changed instantly, his expression darkening, gritting his teeth. What do you think? I thought about it. Do they want to see you cross-dress? Ethan was stunned. Then he sneered. Iris, I'm really afraid I might strangle you to death one day. Whatever. Death is death. I'm not living happily either. What kind of mess is this every day? Just as we were discussing gift-giving in the storage room, the doorbell rang. Luna's soft voice came from the intercom. Ethan, I brought you freshly baked cakes. As soon as I heard that voice, I got goosebumps all over. Who would have thought Luna has 2 faces? I pointed upstairs, then at the storage room, whispering to Ethan, You go first, I'll hide here for a while. What? When did you start liking being a thief? I quickly covered his mouth. It's not good if she sees me, I can't wash myself clean. Wash what clean? Ethan's dark eyes looked over, his voice becoming low and magnetic. It sounded more seductive than a late-night male host. My sensitive palm was also brushed by his breath, wet and itchy. I immediately stood straight and put my hands behind my back, swallowing. You know, that kind of thing. I don't know. Ethan opened his eyes and told lies. Aren't you here to pick gifts? What are you afraid of? He licked his lips. Or, do you have some improper thoughts about me feeling guilty? I quickly covered his mouth again. If I had needle and thread, I'd sew it shut. Bro, didn't you hear your wife calling you to eat cake upstairs? Ethan glared at me amusedly, pushed my hand away, and left with a come up, going to open the door. I stayed put. Because I'm not stupid. I didn't want to have another battle with Luna. 1 battle a day is enough. 2 battles a day would shorten my lifespan. I had a good plan, hiding in the basement waiting for them to finish talking. Unfortunately, Luna isn't stupid either. As soon as Ethan opened the door, Luna rushed in. Ethan, why did it take you so long to open the door? Do you have guests at home? The sound of room-by-room checks came from upstairs. What do you want? Ethan was clearly unhappy. He's a very territorial person, very independent, usually not allowing anyone at home. Even the cleaning lady has to come when he's at work. Now Luna was running around everywhere, and his tone revealed impatience. I told you I brought you cakes. There's a new cake shop at Tai. It's delicious. I waited in line for so long to bring them to you. You've delivered them, so you can leave now. What are you looking for, like a bandit raiding a village? I heard footsteps coming downstairs, panicking and looking for a place to hide. But the basement was a 4.5-meter-high tea room. There was nowhere to hide, and from above, everything was visible. As soon as Luna reached the staircase, she caught me red-handed. Iris! You shameless bitch! Ethan, why is she here? Ethan's mouth twitched slightly. What did you just call her? Say it again. Luna took 2 steps back, both scared and fierce, barking wildly. Ethan, why is Iris here? Seeing them about to argue, I held 2 bottles of black and white bandages and tried to slip past them. Excuse me. Actually, I'm here to work overtime. Luna leaned half her body out. Do you need to work overtime at your boss's house? Have you no shame? You're working overtime. What's that in your hands? Do you think I don't know? I also felt the black and white bandages looked a bit off, but I hadn't found a plastic bag downstairs. I quickly hid them behind my back and came up with a perfect explanation. Don't misunderstand, my boyfriend gave them to me. You even have a boyfriend? Ethan cursed in English. You're her boyfriend, aren't you? Luna screamed like a boiling kettle. What kind of battlefield of Azura is this? The entire Northwest is in chaos. Ethan, get this shameless woman out of here. I don't want to see her again. Luna went crazy and tried to slap me. Watch your mouth, Ethan blocked her. This house was painstakingly decorated by her. She can come and go as she pleases, do whatever she wants. Who do you think you are? Coming to my house in the middle of the night and shouting at her. Who do I think I am? Who do I think I am? Luna's eyes instantly turned red. I'm your fiancé. Ethan sneered. Do I acknowledge that? Luna was incredulous. You choose some random woman over me? Ethan's temple veins bulged, but instead, he forced a smile. You just can't learn to address people properly, can you? Fine. He rolled up his sleeves and opened the cabinet beside him. I knew he was really angry now and quickly slipped away. Maybe you two should continue arguing. I have things to do at home. But what he pulled out next made my legs go weak. He took out a horsewhip. Luna, he said with a gentle smile, pushing up his glasses. I've always treated you like a sister since we were kids. But I've always liked you. Can you just interrupt your elders like that, Ethan whipped the cabinet, step by step approaching her. You have no manners, it's fine. I'll teach you how to talk to people properly today. Ethan took off his glasses and raised the horsewhip. My mind instantly had only 2 words. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Luna was also scared out of her wits. This pampered young lady had never seen such a scene before and screamed as she ran toward me. Help! I braced myself and pulled her behind me. Mr. Ethan, this is domestic violence. Ethan was determined to break the law. Luna, come out here, I'll whip your mouth today. Secretary Iris. Look. He's hitting me. Luna hugged me and wailed. Humph, so you do know how to address people properly. Ethan coldly untied his tie. Then let's settle the accounts today, better than making a scene every day. They circled around me like the emperor circling the pillar. What could I do? I could only try to mediate. It's the middle of the night. Why are you hitting the child? Forget it, forget it. It's all because you spoiled her. Ethan looked like he really wanted to whip her. Domestic violence is illegal. Luna cried behind me, her makeup smeared. Domestic violence only happens once or countless times. Ethan was so angry he laughed. Right, so you'd better be smart and call off the engagement. I won't. Luna's mouth was harder than iron. But after saying that, she ran away. Ethan was so angry smoke was coming out of his head. He grabbed the horsewhip and chased after her. She ran, he chased, and I saw she had no chance of escaping. I rushed up and hugged Ethan from behind. Forget it, don't hurt the child. Ethan froze. He quieted down in my arms. Seeing Luna run to the door, Ethan coldly shouted, "Leave the cake." Luna cried and put the cake on the entrance table, shouting, "Ethan, you wait," before slamming the door and leaving. The huge villa echoed with the sound of the door slamming. Ethan didn't move for a long time. After a while, I let out a sigh of relief. That was close. I had braced myself to fight another battle with Luna. But Ethan directly AI'd over and started the team fight. He completely destroyed Luna's head. This is too fierce. The imposing man in my arms went from furious to calm, one hand resting on my head, gently ruffling my hair. Don't be angry. Ha! No one can talk to you like that. He lowered his eyes, his gaze soft. Oh. Originally, Luna barking at me made me feel very stifled. I felt both suffocated and angry, an indescribable discomfort. But since Ethan took up arms to uphold justice, I didn't have time to feel wronged. It was even a bit funny. The corner of my mouth curved, meeting his deep dark eyes. That handsome face looked at me teasingly, a smile also on his lips. How does it feel? Ha! Ethan turned and leaned against the bar, pulling me into his arms with my hand. Am I that good to hug that you won't let go? I quickly let go and stood straight, shaking my head like a rattle. Sorry, I won't dare next time. Ethan raised an eyebrow in confusion. I've known you for almost 10 years. Who would have thought you'd hit people? I smiled, uglier than crying. Ethan said lightly, I don't hit my wife. He picked up Luna's cake and stuffed a piece into my mouth, his dark eyes staring at me. I treat my wife very well. Lying in bed, my heart was still floating. Thinking about Ethan's words, I treat my wife very well. Thinking about the look in his eyes when he said it, as if it was directed at me. I was lost in thought when my phone screen lit up. It was a WeChat message from my mom, asking for my brother's medicine money. I remembered it was the 5th, so I transferred 3,280 yuan. My mom received the money. There was no further message. I scrolled through my chat history with my mom, mostly transfers and receipts, with very few actual conversations. The sudden reality turned all my beautiful thoughts into bubbles. It was like a bucket of cold water poured over my head, waking me up. I rested my arm on my head, remembering that Ethan had never said he liked me, always frowning when he saw me, looking very disdainful. He always spoke sarcastically, and always made me work overtime until I was dizzy. There was no emotion between us. It was all about money. Besides, we've known each other for so many years. If he had feelings for me, wouldn't they have developed long ago? Clearly, it's not me. A rich second generation like him, even without Luna, there would be a Zhang Luna, Lu Luna waiting to marry him. Domineering CEOs are meant for wealthy beauties. We ordinary people should just watch the show and eat melons. There's no place for us in the show. What belongs to us is only poverty. I turned over and closed my eyes to sleep. After that, I continued working normally. Luna still messaged me on Ding Talk. After being beaten, she became aloof. Every day she would only send one message. Is Ethan in today? Me, yes. And that was the end of the conversation. The same cycle repeated the next day. There were no other movements. Probably because she didn't dare to cause trouble in front of Ethan, Miss Luna chose to cause trouble remotely. She spent a fortune to buy a hot search, announcing her engagement to Ethan. Marcus finally got a PR event and eagerly came out of Ethan's office, visiting me. Secretary Iris. What's up? Mr. Ethan wants to issue a PR statement, denying the engagement with Miss Luna. Marcus wiggled his eyebrows suggestively. This guy really loves gossip. Like a melon-eating weasel. I know, he already mentioned it. Marcus sat down on his own, crossing his hands and resting his chin on them. He also said he has a girlfriend of 7 years, and they're deeply in love. This I hadn't heard of. Too fake made up, right? I said realistically. Is that so? Marcus wiggled his eyebrows again suggestively. I sighed. Stop looking at me, it's definitely not me. If I were the boss's wife, what wouldn't I do instead of coming to work? I also don't think it's someone else. If he had a girlfriend of 7 years, it would trace back to our university days. There's no way I wouldn't know. He's just making it up, forcefully saying he has a wife when he actually doesn't. Marcus looked at me with awe. I swallowed and turned around. I met Ethan's murderous gaze. I silently turned back and pretended to write materials. All explanations are meaningless when caught by the leader. Ethan didn't say anything, walked into the CEO's office with low pressure, and slammed the door shut. He didn't discuss dinner with me. He didn't assign work. It was me who took the initiative to poke him, asking about tomorrow's work arrangements. He said he was going out of town for a meeting. I said okay, but he didn't reply. Such a petty person. Just because I said he doesn't have a wife. His Schrodinger's wife seems to have incorporated some of my life experiences, but I didn't ask him for copyright fees. I scrolled through the chat page. Today's was very short. The first day Ethan left. Luna messaged me on Ding Talk as usual. Are you there? We were already very tacit understanding by now. She didn't even type the full sentence, just sent an, "Are you there?" Looking at our chat history, you wouldn't imagine she's a wealthy beauty who sees me as a love rival. She looks more like a persistent, thirsty flirt. I glanced at the closed CEO's office. No. This was the message I regretted sending the most. Because soon, Luna stormed into the company. She was dressed in all black today. Her eyebrows were raised, her lips were the red of someone who ate a dead child. Her makeup made it clear. This woman has turned to the dark side. Sure enough, she kicked open my office door. Secretary Iris, you're fired. Our floor was all glass-walled meeting rooms. Her shout made all my colleagues put down their computers and look back at me with shining eyes. Marcus, that bastard, even took out his phone to record, babbling as if he was live-streaming to someone. I had a headache. Miss Luna, who do you think you are, firing me just like that? I'm your boss's wife. Luna grabbed my hand and dragged me out of the office. Ethan doesn't need you anymore, get out of here. Whether Mr. Ethan needs me or not is another matter. But firing someone requires following basic labor laws. Our firing process takes 2 months, giving employees ample preparation time and severance compensation. I'll give you 10 million, leave him now immediately right away. Luna threw a black card at my feet domineeringly. I shamelessly felt tempted. But based on my current salary plus housing fund, 10 million would only buy out less than 20 years of my life. Considering I might never find a better job than this, it would have to be at least 17.62 million. I estimated a minimum price in my heart. Do you think such a small amount of money can buy me off? Iris, you're really shameless. Oh, I get it, he's giving you more, isn't he? Not that much, but it's stable. If. I still wanted to negotiate with her, but Luna pounced on me. I dodged faster than a dog. She couldn't reach me, so she went crazy and smashed everything on my desk to the ground. My colleagues finally stopped watching the show and rushed out to block me, questioning Luna, how can you hit someone? She's stealing my husband, why can't I hit her? Do I need to pick a day to hit her? I didn't tear her face apart. That's already good enough. Luna pointed at my nose and scolded righteously. Iris, have you no shame? You clearly know he's getting married, yet you still cling to him for a few bucks. You're destroying someone else's family. Aren't you despicable? I can endure any humiliation when working. But when she insulted my work, that touched my bottom line. I pushed Marcus, who was shielding me, aside. Miss Luna, if your husband can't have a female secretary after marriage, then take him home and tie him up. Because even without a female secretary, he'll have female subordinates and female business partners during work, Wouldn't you just scream and faint? "Ha, you're different from them," Luna sneered. "They wouldn't cling to him, asking for this and that. They wouldn't reach into his wallet, and they certainly wouldn't stay overnight at his house." I was so angry my whole body was trembling. In everyone's astonished gaze, I clenched my fists, my nails deeply embedded in my palms. As a secretary, I do often go to his house to deliver materials, and I do manage some administrative project funds. These are part of my job responsibilities. I heard my voice trembling. If in this process, the boss gives me additional rewards, it's because he thinks I deserve it. Where's security? "You dare to lay hands on me?" Luna looked incredulous as security held her. "Company access has rules and regulations. Don't let irrelevant people in." "But she's..." Security glanced at Luna secretly. "The company is a workplace. There are no family members, only employees, understand?" The security captain stood straight. "Understood." Luna struggled. "Iris, stop acting all high and mighty with your little authority." "Legal." I interrupted her, shouting. "Here, here." Lucas raised his hand. "Miss Luna caused a scene at the company, damaging a lot of property." Lucas typed furiously on his laptop. "She must compensate. Not just for damaging company property, but also for disrupting our normal operations." "Sue her," I said coldly. "Are you even reasonable? Your company protects mistresses like this." Luna suddenly broke free from security and raised her hand to slap me. Her wrist was grabbed by someone. The man behind her was in a black suit, white shirt, his hair slightly disheveled from running. As soon as he appeared in the center of the chaos, his powerful aura calmed everything down, just like always. My nose inexplicably tingled. "Lucas, add another item to the lawsuit, insulting and slandering Secretary Iris, spreading false rumors in public." Ethan's voice was more authoritative than ever. Lucas was stunned. "Boss, Secretary Iris would have to sue for that herself. We don't handle employees' reputation rights." "We handle it now." Ethan looked at me over the crowd. His gaze contained too many emotions. Luna's eyes turned red. "I'm your fiancée, yet you only protect another woman." Ethan sneered. "My engagement ceremony, I wasn't notified, nor was I invited. I only found out from Marcus' WeChat moments, and you dare call yourself a fiancé?" The crowd buzzed. I don't know how it all ended. When I came to my senses, I was sitting in Ethan's office. My chest felt so sour, tears kept streaming down. Ethan sat beside me, holding a tissue box, handing me tissues one by one. "Don't be angry, don't be angry." He pushed a cup of hot chocolate toward me. I shook my head. "I'm not. I know. I work hard every day. My promotions and raises are all from overtime work. Yes, you're more diligent and responsible than anyone. But now everyone thinks I slept my way up." I wailed. They think I'm just your mistress." "No," I was pulled into a warm embrace. "Everyone's eyes are sharp, they know what you've done, how much work you've put in, everyone has a scale in their hearts." "Really?" The chest I was leaning against let out a low laugh. "Besides, you're not a mistress." Perhaps because I was surrounded by the woody cologne I liked, or perhaps because of the gentle comfort, my mood gradually calmed down. More than 10 minutes later, when I completely woke up from crying, I suddenly realized, wait a minute. Why was I tightly hugging Ethan? I quickly pushed him away. Luna had just caused a scene. My reputation was hanging by a thread. I had just sworn to high heaven that I, Secretary Iris, was pure and innocent, and now I was hugging and holding Ethan. Even Luo Xiang couldn't guarantee my victory in court. "I have nothing to do with her." Ethan looked at me intently. "I have nothing to do with you either. A man and a woman alone should be careful." I turned to leave, my fingers reaching for the doorknob. "I don't want to be implicated by your personal matters again." Ethan's hand reached over my shoulder and slammed the door shut. "Sorry." His breath was hot, giving me small shivers. "I didn't know she had been giving you so much trouble before." "Sorry, it won't happen again." "Humph. Isn't it a secretary's job to be troubled?" I said resentfully. The company's cash flow had problems, her family is rich. My parents arranged the engagement without my consent. I didn't go. I was stunned. I turned to look at him. Ethan's eyes were red, his forehead hair disheveled, looking somewhat weak. "Mr. Ethan, you..." You were forcibly taken, weren't you? He said weakly. Why didn't you say so earlier? I had been treating Luna like an ancestor. You didn't ask. I felt like I had been scalded. Everyone knows except you, he raised his eyes, full of accusation. You ignored me. After I went back, I opened Marcus' WeChat moments. I had also seen Ethan's engagement announcement here. Grand, dreamlike. I had glanced at it then, my heart skipping a beat, and quickly scrolled past. What does it have to do with me? What does it have to do with me? I didn't even want to look at it. But now, I could calmly face the screen full of congratulations below. And in the midst of the congratulations, a furious reply. Ethan. How did you get in? I didn't even go. Marcus. Really, Mr. Ethan? Ethan. Fake. Arranged marriage, I oppose it. So the congratulations turned into a series of oppose. I covered my face and smiled softly. So everyone knew. Except me. At some point, I had deliberately avoided Ethan's personal matters. We went to work together every day, but we were also very distant from each other. I knew that a young, handsome CEO worth billions would one day belong to someone. Sooner or later. Anyway, it's not me. So why think about his matters? Thinking about it would only add to the sadness. No concern, no discussion, no involvement, not even looking. I had isolated myself. This was the distance I kept from him. No expectations, so no disappointments. But Ethan never made me sad or disappointed. I blushed and scratched my neck. Really, what decent person checks WeChat moments all the time? A phone ring interrupted my blushing heartbeat. It was my mom. Ching, come home quickly. Your brother is in the hospital. The joy that had just emerged was instantly washed away. That day, I handed over all work arrangements to my assistant, approved my own leave, and took the train home. My home is in a rural village in Hubei. My brother's kidneys are bad, damaged by injections when he was young. He can't do heavy work, and has to pay a not small medical fee every month. It's really hard. Back then, I almost couldn't afford to go to university. If I hadn't insisted, my family would have married me off at 18. Fortunately, I gritted my teeth, took student loans and scholarships, worked day and night, and finally got a diploma, found a job in the city, and changed my fate. But I've already visibly hit the ceiling. Can't afford a house, can't afford a car, can't afford to get married, can't even afford to keep a dog. My end point is just someone else's starting point. Like the joke. Usually Selena, at home Tsuehua. This is my true portrayal. After 7 or 8 hours, I arrived at the county town, slept at a guest house, and took the bus back to the village the next morning. My family is considered well off in the village. A few years ago, I gave them 300,000 yuan, and the 2 elders built a 3-story small Western-style house with their own hands. Yes, my family's house was built by my parents with their bare hands. When I entered, my mom was catching chickens in the yard. This scene didn't look like my brother was in the ICU at all. My mom saw me and said calmly, "You're back. Where's my brother?" Same as always. Sitting upstairs. I was furious. Then why did you call me back? My mom wiped her hands on her apron. "We've arranged a match for you." I was so angry I turned to leave, but my mom grabbed me. "You're already here." I traveled all night. "You're almost 30, my mom always spoke so harshly. "Being single for so long isn't a solution. I found a good match for you, you'll definitely like it." "Don't even start." My mom patted her chest. "My daughter is famously outstanding. I wouldn't find you some ugly duckling. I found you a young man who returned from the city. Very strong and handsome." I didn't believe her definition of handsome. But the whole village came to see me, so I couldn't leave. I was too embarrassed to go back to the company, so I took annual leave and stayed in the village. The next day when I got up, there was a man sitting in my yard. Over 1.8 meters tall and thin, his hair dyed white, wearing a single black earring, more fashionable than me. I cursed in my heart. There's such a person in the village? My mom was sitting across from him eating. "Why didn't you tidy up? Coming out so sloppy." The man turned around. His eyes were long and narrow, his nose straight, delicate yet with a lazy air of someone who's never worried about food or clothing, looking me up and down. I was in pajamas, toothbrush in my mouth, slippers on my feet. I thought there was no one in this village I cared about. But my mom really found a handsome guy. The handsome guy and I exchanged names, and he invited me for a walk in the fields. When we left, my mom pulled me aside. Ask him for 300,000 betrothal gifts, no less. I sneered and shook off her hand. Just wait, I'll reject him as soon as we're out. The handsome guy graduated from a 985 university, worked at a big company for a few years, almost died from overwork, and came to our village to start a business. He contracted a large piece of land for farming. Because of his great looks and filming rural themes, his videos are beautiful, known as the male version of Liziki. He shook my hand. I'm Logan. You really know how to ride on coattails. Logan showed me around his fields and asked if I was interested in coming back to work with him. The village is full of old people and children. He heard about my impressive resume and had long set his sights on me, wanting to recruit me, a local, to start a business together. My mom misunderstood and thought there were betrothal gifts to be had. Money is no problem. The work is better than a city cubicle, more freedom. Logan is a big streamer, not short of money. Everything is hard to do now. Only internet's elf media is thriving. Looking at the green wilderness before me, Ethan's face flashed through my mind. The serious him. The graceful him. The sarcastic him. And the him who looked at me with focused, gentle eyes. The countryside is beautiful, green mountains and clear waters, birds singing and flowers fragrant. The city has high price level, high housing prices, crowded subways every day, working day and night in cubicles. But he's in the city. He's in the city. My work is quite good. I lowered my head and dragged my feet on the yellow soil. My boss is my senior, very outstanding. Outstanding enough for you to 996 for him? Logan looked at me with piercing eyes. Going to work, I waved at him. Since I'm here, the corn is ripe. Time to harvest. I was harvesting corn in the field when my phone rang. It was my mom. I was annoyed and hung up. She persisted. When she called the third time, I finally answered, "Hello." The fourth ring. Expressing my strong dissatisfaction. "Your husband is here." My mom's voice trembled with a hint of awe. "Where are you and Logan? Hurry and hide." "Huh. Why didn't you say you're married? I even arranged a match for you, this is great," my mom kept chattering. "I don't think this son-in-law is any good either, his temper is terrible." My heart skipped a beat. "What did you tell him?" "I said you went on a blind date with Oscar, and he rushed out immediately. It looks like he's probably going to hit you." My phone slipped from my hand. I could already see Ethan in his black suit charging through the green field. Without thinking, I crouched down in the cornfield. "Come out." I hid even deeper. "You have a knife in your hand." Only after he reminded me did I quietly peek out from behind the corn leaves. "So scared." Ethan sneered. "So you really did start dating that male streamer and plan to quit?" "No. I won't approve it, so give up that thought." He pulled me out from the green leaves. His hand was warm. I instinctively struggled, but couldn't break free. "Don't struggle, it's useless." He stared at me intently. The bright sun made my nose tingle. He dragged me in front of him. "Iris, I've been good to you, I don't believe you haven't noticed." "Yes, you're a great boss." I choked up. "I'm not your boss." His eyes turned red. 7 years. 2,847 days. 3 meals a day through 4 seasons. You can't call me that. 2,847 days. So it's been that long already. He touched my face, gently wiping away my tears. "All these years, can you honestly say you've never thought of me, even for a second?" I opened my mouth. Memories I thought were dead suddenly came alive. The sound of sleeves rustling as I sat beside him in the library gathering materials. The time he prepared a plate of hot pot dipping sauce for me during a celebration dinner. The first day I reported to the new company, him in a suit, sunlight filtering through the blinds falling on his brow. It was all so long ago. We were both still young. He was a wealthy young master, while I had nothing but student loans. How could I not have thought about it? It's just, "Senior, I didn't dare to think. You're so good," I cried uncontrollably. "I'm not worthy." Ethan, even his name sparkled. Born with a silver spoon, excellent in every way. When he gave that English presentation on stage, he was so fluent I couldn't even understand. I struggled desperately to reach his city, while his world was something I'd never even seen. The year Ethan took over the company and attended entrepreneur summits everywhere. I was worrying about rent, my brother's medical bills, whether my 1688 clothes were presentable enough to accompany him to the summit tomorrow. I had no time to think about love. Even less energy to think about him. He was so close. Yet as beautiful as a dream I couldn't reach. A single breeze would wake me. You thought that way 7 years ago, and still think that way now? I've supported you all these years. Haven't you grown at all? I don't want to hear it. Ethan glared at me through gritted teeth. Even if there's a huge gap between us, I've already taken 99 steps towards you, all by myself. 7 years. I've endured it. What about you? Can't you take one step towards me? Even a small one? Iris, you're not a cowardly person. Why are you so stingy just with me? The wind blew across the wilderness. Heaven and earth fell silent. In that moment, my mind went completely blank. To hell with it, I thought. My once arrogant senior Ethan, he was crying. 2 figures merged into one. It was me throwing myself into his arms. Ethan, to prove he wasn't so different from me, insisted on helping me harvest corn. Then he cut his hand. I couldn't help but laugh. So he wasn't omnipotent after all. Still laughing? He came over and held out his hand for me to see. Such a small wound, it would have scabbed over by the time we got to the hospital. It needed blowing. It needed comforting. You really like to act spoiled, I teased. Ethan glared at me, his eyes actually showing a hint of poutiness. Then he stubbornly leaned in to nuzzle me. The sun was blazing. I was drenched in sweat. Yet he still pressed close to me. Suddenly, all the distance I cared about seemed to vanish in this intimacy. How did you find me? I asked as we walked down the country road. You weren't at work, not replying on Ding Talk. I thought you quit in anger. There was a hint of melancholy between his brows. He said I seemed casual, but actually had high standards. Otherwise I wouldn't have refused to be with him all these years. Luna had ruined my reputation. He was afraid I'd never come back. Not to that extent. I did want to escape for a while, but I couldn't not go back. After all, he was there. I took over 10 hours by train, only to get quite a surprise here, he said with a sharp look. Blind dates these days are all just going through the motions. My mom tricked me into it. The other party wasn't serious either. Were you? Ethan held my hand tightly. No, I interlaced our fingers. Since I met you, I've never thought of anyone else. I admit I'm cowardly. If he hadn't come to me, I probably would have kept this faint longing to myself until I died. It's been too long. Even I've become a bit unclear. Just wanting to stay drunk in this reachable dream. Living in a daze. Only someone as dazzling as Ethan would recklessly break through that window. Don't just talk about me. What nonsense did you tell my mom to scare her like that? Nothing. Ethan stubbornly turned his face away. I just walked in and called her mom. That night I left with Ethan. Because my mom didn't like Ethan, she preferred Oscar, thinking Ethan had a bad temper. But when I said Ethan was my boss, she started to look at him more favorably. She immediately asked him to buy my brother an apartment in the county town before agreeing to our marriage. I was shaking with anger, but Ethan held me back. Mom, I can't decide this. He sat on our shabby sofa, adopting his usual negotiation posture, tapping the table with his long fingers. Iris handles the money at home, you'll have to discuss this with her. My mom was half convinced, looking at me with newfound respect. As we left, I let out a long sigh. I love my hometown, but I can't come back. Most people are like this, they have family, but not much love. My family wasn't so patriarchal as to kill me at birth, but I know they don't love me much. I was born into poverty, grew up haphazardly, like a weed in the field. A gust of wind, and somehow I flourished. Actually, no one ever looked after me. No one sheltered me from the wind and rain. Except, I looked at the hand holding mine, long and strong, warm to the touch. It's okay, Ethan interlaced our fingers, a diamond ring on his ring finger. From now on, I'll be your family. So confident? It's been 7 years, it's about time you stopped rejecting me, he patted the steering wheel. See, I even drove a Porsche here, isn't that enough to save face? I held up the new WeChat message from my mom. They don't recognize Portia, asking what car you drive, whether you're a scammer. After returning, I took a week off. Only when the company fell into complete chaos, with everyone crying and begging me to come back on Ding Talk, did I leisurely return to the office, using facts to prove that my promotions and raises were based on ability. Whenever people talk about the secretary profession, they always think there's something shady about it, looking down on it. Actually, 50% of the company's decisions are made by me. Same with other senior executives' female assistants. Whenever the boss is busy or wants to slack off, secretaries and assistants become the de facto decision makers. I've been handling affairs in the office for 7 years. Even if I were a pig, I'd still be someone important. The things Ethan does, I think apart from connections, he's second generation while I'm from poverty, I can't catch up. In other aspects, I'm not inferior. Returning meant non-stop overtime. The company's cash flow did have some problems. Because Ethan wanted to launch a new product line and had been burning through money. Don't be fooled by his CEO appearance. Our company actually makes snacks. The kind of national-level snacks that are always on the shelves of convenience stores everywhere. Zero technical content. Countless knockoffs. But they're always hot sellers. Ethan isn't one to rest on his laurels. He wants to move into high-end products. Originally, the company's cash flow could handle it, but the problem arose when Luna caused trouble for love, and several shareholders wanted out. Ethan wanted to seize their equity, and the cash flow suddenly became tight. I think we can totally use this, I shared my thoughts with everyone in the meeting room as we racked our brains for funding. Luna is super rich, and she really likes our Ethan. You want to sell me to her? Ethan was very wary, his whole body tense like a beast about to be abandoned. No. I wouldn't dare. I just think, maybe we can provoke her a bit, and she might give us a big surprise. Ethan narrowed his eyes. That night, I posted a photo of Ethan and I holding hands on my social media. In the photo, we were both wearing engagement rings. Sure enough, the next day Ethan was trending on social media. Amazing, simply amazing. Marcus was in the meeting room, coordinating with hundreds of thousands of marketing accounts for the Black PR. Black popularity is still popularity. With traffic and topics, we can take the opportunity to promote our products. Ethan is extremely talented at product development. All the word-of-mouth marketing was set up, from taste to packaging, just missing a trigger. Luna kept him at the top of Weibo's trending list for 3 days, stirring up the topic repeatedly, and we took advantage of the traffic to send our new products to all the media influencers. Then the topic shifted. From Ethan is such a scumbag, to the new drink from Ethan's company tastes so weird it's like seeing hell. With this level of buzz, we didn't even need to go out socializing. Investors were lining up to throw money at us. And that's how it was settled. Thanks. Luna. You can get promoted this time, Ethan reminded Marcus, if you handle the most important thing properly. Marcus was incredulous. Huh? Mr. Ethan? Is there something I haven't handled properly? Ethan glanced at me with a smile. Delete all the stuff about Secretary Iris. With such a big commotion, I inevitably got dragged into it by Luna. Every time she dragged me into it, Ethan would spend money on PR. Every time she dragged me into it, Ethan would spend money on PR. His attitude was very firm. You can curse me all you want, I don't care, but you can't curse my wife. Just like he didn't take me to see his parents. There's nothing to see, they didn't raise you, you have no obligation to support them. Just attend their funeral when the time comes, no need to care about their opinions. Ethan's parents didn't intervene throughout the whole incident. Every time he went home, he'd come out fuming. They wouldn't accept me anytime soon. So confident I'll marry you? We haven't even dated yet, I teased. Let's not date. It's been 7 years, I'm almost 30, I can't wait any longer. Ethan held my hand, nuzzling his face against it affectionately. It vaguely reminded me of that young man from my youth, buried deep in my heart. By the way, how's the wedding planning going? Oh, the design bidding is done. Let me see. It's this document. Secretary Iris, you don't need to handle this project anymore. Exclamation point. Our wedding, 30 million, not a penny less. I'm afraid you'd skim 20 million off. Is that how you see me? Besides, what kind of wedding is organized by the bride? The wedding is my responsibility, he kissed my lips. I leave it to you.
Epilogue, Ethan's prospective youth. Ethan met Iris in his junior year. She was brought into his project by his roommate. Ethan had seen many beauties, so he frowned when he first saw her. He didn't like women who climbed the social ladder with their looks, flaunting their beauty and treating men like fools. "I don't keep idle people. Senior, I can do anything," Iris interjected. Ethan's frown deepened, but the way Iris looked at him was direct, intense, also clear and a bit fearful. For a moment he couldn't tell if she was flirting or being serious. In that brief moment of hesitation, Iris was thrust into his life. He quickly learned what it meant to not judge a book by its cover. Iris was beautiful but capable, extremely capable. When they conducted surveys, she could hand out flyers under the scorching sun all afternoon, then analyze all the data using SPSS. After every team meeting, she would finish the minutes. Once, he assigned her to gather materials in the library's conference room. The next day when he entered, Iris was still in the same spot, wearing the same clothes, hugging her laptop, fast asleep. "Our junior's English isn't great. She only passed CT6 on her second try." His roommate glared at him. "And you're making her chew through so much English material." Ethan walked over to her, looking at the thick stack of printed papers, all newly looked up vocabulary. But she had finished it nonetheless. Later, people kept trying to push others into his group, including professors from the department. "That Iris in your group, she's not a top student. Nor is she your acquaintance. It's fine to replace her." Ethan didn't even lift his eyelids. "She's my team member." The department had a building donated by his family. Once he spoke, no one dared touch his people. On the day the project won an award, Iris came to find him on her bicycle. He was being cornered at the cafeteria entrance. The campus bell was confessing to him. He wasn't one to beat around the bush, but that day he patiently listened to the campus bell's long love confession. All because Iris had asked him to meet her there for a meal. Ethan felt a bit silly. He just wanted to know what she would say when she saw it. She arrived soon after. Punctuality was one of her virtues. She braked with her feet as she approached, her big eyes cluelessly taking in the scene. Then, she stood behind the crowd, eagerly watching the spectacle. She even joined the onlookers in egging them on. Ethan felt a surge of irritation, left the campus bell, and walked over to the giggling Iris. "You're treating me to a meal?" "Yep. Here." Iris became wary. "Then where?" "I'll pick the place." He was young Master Ethan. No one dared to treat him to cafeteria food. Iris instantly deflated, said, "Oh," then naturally added, "Then hop on, Ethan." That day, Ethan sat on the back of the old-fashioned bicycle, holding onto Iris's waist as they crossed the entire campus. Ethan took Iris to his usual hot pot place. Iris sat down, not knowing where to put her hands and feet. The two of them had a meal alone. First, she was very reserved. Later, she ate a lot. "Why are you treating me?" he asked casually. "Oh, thank you, Senior." She swallowed the mushroom in her mouth and thanked him sincerely. He glanced at her. Hot soup, hot dishes. Her pale lips had turned rosy, looking very biteable. "I got the national scholarship," Iris said gently amidst the hot pot steam. "Treating Senior to a meal," that's what she said. But when she saw the bill, she nearly fainted. Pale, trembling, she finally accepted her fate with a deflated expression. Ethan pulled out his black card. His usual expenses were beyond what a student could afford. "I said it's my treat." Iris earnestly opened her wallet, squeezing the money towards him. This feeling was strange. Someone was fighting to pay for him, and she used a pink, lamp-patterned denim wallet. The women around him usually carried LV, Chanel, not like her, small and cute. On the way back, she pushed the old bicycle, walking beside him. "You're treating me to a meal? Don't you have anything else to say?" he asked on a whim. She was startled. Then in the swirling river breeze, shyly lowered her eyes. "I do." His heart skipped a beat. He held his breath. "Senior, if there are projects like this in the future, can you take me along?" she said shyly and awkwardly. Ethan's mouth twitched. He suddenly realized she never wore makeup when meeting him. That night, he went to the racetrack to race cars after a long time. Looking back, that was when he started becoming increasingly irritable. He wasn't like that before. After the project ended, they didn't interact much. But Ethan started eating at the cafeteria. He had never eaten at this crappy cafeteria before. "Yo, senior." He heard the voice he'd been waiting for as he carried his food tray. Iris was truly a wonder. When he didn't see her, he'd wonder where she was, what she was doing. But when he saw her, he felt it was better not to. What kind of girl says, "Yo, senior"? So street. He strode over and sat down across from her. The moment he sat down, he froze. "What are you doing?" Iris was also stunned. "Eating." "What are you eating?" "Food." It really was just food. A bowl of rice, a bottle of chili sauce, and free vegetable soup with lonely greens floating in it. "Are you that poor?" Ethan was shocked. "Yep." Iris didn't avoid the topic. It was the first time he realized people could be this poor. Iris didn't dress up, but she always looked clean and presentable. He had thought she was just frugal. "But I eat well at night," Iris comforted him. "We get to eat a lot in the kitchen." "What? Kitchen?" That night, Ethan found himself sitting in a dingy restaurant he would never normally visit, watching Iris, wearing an apron, busily serving dishes and collecting money. "Our tomato egg and beef rice is especially good." Iris ordered some signature dishes for him. When no one was looking, she whispered, "I added an extra egg for you." When she said this, she leaned in close. From then on, Ethan developed a liking for tomato egg and beef rice. He liked it so much he came every day to order a portion. Iris always added extra ingredients for him. In return, he could treat Iris to various snacks. No charity, just mutual exchange. "You're graduating soon. Which young lady have you set your eyes on?" his father asked. "None." "What kind do you like?" Ethan looked out the window, thinking his wife should make him tomato egg and beef rice with extra ingredients. On Valentine's Day, Ethan passed by the girls' dorm. He saw his roommate giving Iris a rose. He froze. He had never considered that others might like her too. She always went barefaced, dressed like a boy, but she was beautiful. He saw them chat in the snow for a while, Iris's little mouth opening and closing, looking serious the whole time. Then she accepted the rose. His roommate left, and she went upstairs. That day, he didn't hear a single word in class. At lunch, he casually asked, "Old Lynn gave you flowers?" "Yep." "How was it?" His heart started pounding again. "Pretty good." "Yes or no?" "What does pretty good mean?" His gaze turned intimidating, and she quickly explained, "I'm taking good care of the flowers with sugar water." His eyes turned questioning, and she whispered to him, "Roses are expensive now. I plan to sell them for some money. Do you know anyone who might want them?" "Ethan? Senior Ethan? Do you have any?" Iris looked at him seriously. "If I say I do." His Adam's apple bobbed, his dark eyes on her. "Are you planning to sell them to me?" Iris was startled. "For you, I definitely wouldn't charge," she said solemnly. Ethan said he wanted them. Iris handed him the flowers. "Don't take them back to the dorm." Although I asked Senior Lynn if I could dispose of them, and he said once he gave them to me they're mine, but it wouldn't be good if he found out I resold them. Ethan agreed readily, then promptly took the flowers back to the dorm. Old Lynn felt something was off. "These flowers look familiar. My girlfriend gave them to me." Ethan lazily glanced at him. He felt he was being quite bad. But Old Lynn never made a move on Iris again. Being a little bad wasn't so bad. College life passed in a blur. She was always busy with work, studies, saving money. He watched her. Time flew by. One day he passed by her dorm and saw her crying her heart out on the lawn. Asking her roommate, he found out her scholarship spot had been taken. He went to the academic affairs office. That night she was her lively self again, proudly telling him, "I have money now. 5,000. Wow, I'm rich." Ethan felt this wouldn't do. He couldn't let her go out there. She'd get bullied. But he was about to graduate. "Besides money, is there anything else you like?" A beast in his heart was going mad, wanting to charge out. "There is?" Iris was surprised, as if wondering why he'd ask such a question. "Then have you ever thought?" He looked at her. Iris stopped her antics. She chuckled softly. "Senior, when you're poor and want something, you stop wanting it." The beast in Ethan's heart was instantly frozen. In that moment he understood. His little girl wasn't heartless. She was just too poor to have any energy left to love him. It wasn't that he hadn't thought of giving up. He just couldn't imagine a life without her. He stopped arguing with his family, went back after graduation to take over the family business. The first year, he went back to his alma mater for campus recruitment. Offered the highest salary on site. Hundreds applied. Written tests, interviews, round after round of screening until only she was left. The first time she knocked on the CEO's office in formal attire with her ID badge, she was delighted. "It's you, senior." "Of course it's me." Ethan resigned himself to fate. He could wait for her to grow from barren to abundant. "Let's go. I'll treat you to lunch. What do you feel like eating?"